it's that time of the week again. It's Monday. So, cans and bottles first. Not as much. With it being so cold, it's not drinking much. Also the cartons. Sponsored by Lego Mum's done. That's not mine. And that's the recycling done for the week. Well, the first crafting of the new year is the Liverpool FC bus. It actually does move as well, moving wheels, the glass doors, the glass front. So that's the first craft of the year. So first gaming for this week, as you may have just seen there flicking up, Hardcube begins the week. Hopefully it's the final part of the 10,000 challenge, but we'll see. Well, there we go. Apologies about the screen because for some reason the light's not working very well tonight, but nice work, unlocked all the achievements in this game, so that's another completion. 2021 was not supposed to be a year full of completions, but as you'll see in a minute. Well, next up on the gaming one, and as titles go, it's a pretty interesting one. Doug hates his job. That's something that a lot of us have said over time, but to have a video game about hating a job is definitely a new thing, I would say. Well, a very interesting game which involves, it's sort of Street Fighter game, but you've got to do other missions like driving and dialogue. Well, basically at the end of it, with anyone who does hate the job, and I wouldn't advise this, but you basically beat your boss up, and it's very difficult. It is a really difficult fighting game, but as you can see, nice work, you've unlocked all the achievements in the game. I'll just see what happens at the end. Go through all the dialogue, and there we go. Doug hates his job. Brilliant game by Super Villain Games, who made the difficulty very hard. Anyway, does see this Chivo Guides video does a lot of help for completing the end. Well, while others have had a lot of snow today, we've had rain. I don't know whether it's easy to tell here, but in order to get to the pool, I've actually got to walk through the little mini pool itself. The garden itself is submerged. The fact that there's the pond, and that little rock in the middle there is literally where the garden should be. So this should be fun. Well, any regular viewers will know that this means a weight record. It's a rare thing this year. It's only the second one since the fourth, and that was because the last week or so there's been a contestant who's won every day and the final round's not reached more than 10 seconds, which means nowhere near the record. He got to 8, which is obviously the Octo Champion countdown. So 2 new contestants. It was pretty obvious what was going to happen today, because it usually does with 2 new ones. A full final, and to do it we did 110 across the board. Now up to 1540, so obviously we're going to try and sneak maybe a 111 in on Monday and do one by one. Over 180,000, because we were fair off it last time we did this. 38 weeks, 189 days. We're on 15,900 for the month so far. Now the record of December I think was in the 30s, so we're doing well on that so far. The record itself, 1650, which is a full 15 above last week. Actually beat last week's total by 34. And the Tuesday Friday, obviously with the record on the Friday, is up. Obviously this is a longer video than usual because we'd usually do this and another one, because I'd be updating someone who's been supporting me along this journey, but sadly on New Year they decided to stop replying to me. So as far as this is concerned, unless I hit a record and film this, nobody else knows about the progress, which is a shame. But as someone once said, if someone wants to stay in your life, they'll put an effort in, and they didn't, so that's a shame. But a good way to end the week of weight with a record. So continuing the game for this week is a game called Tiles. The reason for this is that anyone who watched the TA Warboats challenge from last year, they've done one again this year, except it's going to be a little more challenging because it's 5 boats instead of 3. Unlike some people who just put a couple of games on their collection so they can just do it quickly. We just set it to the automatic collection of the one, because the 360 was a little hard to do this year, but this is one that's thrown up. So we'll use this one, see if we can do it. Well, the next one we're trying out is the ACA Neo Geo Aero Fighters 2. Like I say, with the warboat thing, the grid, it just picks random things. So whether we get something or whether we don't, we've got to try it anyway. Well, because the Warboats Challenge expected 2 of the final 4 unlocks I had on this, we had to basically get 3 of the 4 to try and get something on the warboats. Sadly, both ended up as misses on the warboats. But a nice surprise by doing the last ones. Nice work, unlocked all the achievements on this game. A completion I literally wouldn't have expected 4 hours ago to have even tried. So, Warboats has definitely started something for me. So, continuing on the warboat thing is Astroneer. Now there's one on here that we've tried several times in the past to get. It didn't work. I had to join and host a session. Now, because my gaming friend hasn't started this yet, and it has got a big achievement list on it, so it's not an easy completion either. We've come up with the idea of using 2 systems, which means that one account is on the console, and the other one, as you can see there, would be on the Windows because it's an Xbox Game Pass Play anyway. And it has worked. Now, because the achievement has worked, it's now going to be a question of whether or not warboats get a hit or a miss. Because let's have a look. We finally got a hit. So that means that there's a boat, either a cruiser, battleship, submarine, carrier or destroyer, in B2. So we're now going to tackle B1, B3, C2 or A2, because it's going to be in one of them. What it can't be is it can't be a 3 or more, it can't be a 4 or more in the 2 because we've already tried D2, but it's a hit, so we're off the mark. So next up, Penarium. It's a sort of circus platformer type game. Just show you a quick clip of it. That's basically a platform where you've got to do different things like barrels and balloons. Well, the Christmas build continued with the Liverpool one. This time a Father Christmas one, which isn't too bad, except the company that makes them, I don't know how they're making money unless it's very expensive to buy, because the bottom layer there is all the spare pieces, including the left of the logos, that wasn't actually part of the instructions. When you look at the back, we managed to build a wall 4 layers high of spare pieces, but it's good to have it done all the time. So the game for the week continues on Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. We've got it on the 60 and on the 1, but there's a couple on the warboats that require this game, so we'll see. It's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the 1. To try and see if we can get a warboat, because that's fairly easy to unlock pretty early in the game. Just missed it when we played it last time. If it's a hit, it's a hit. If it's not, then we know how big the boats are. Well, while the Liverpool United game is on the phone, or about to start, sorry, we'll have a go on Titanfall, because we're going to get to 1,000 AI kills and we're at about 400, so maybe by the time the game ends we'll have done it. Well, as you've seen, we've been on Titanfall, the original one. We're on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and the reason for that is because Liverpool United game, I expected it not to be an exciting thing, so we did a bit of gaming while watching that on the phone. So after Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, we've got a good few on it. Warboats, no more hits though. So, another game, I say, with the warboats list. We're just going to try as many as we can to see what we can get, because there's games that we wouldn't otherwise go on, and it's a strange year where, well, this is the 2nd challenge we're on already, and we're only 18 days by the time this goes up into the year. So it's polychromatic, which, as you can see, is sort of like asteroid type game, and we're going to try one life mode. Oh, something else that's on the warboats list is to get 50,000 in one life mode. My previous best before we've just done this was 34,000. 85,000. So that's another one on the Warboats list. Is it going to be a miss or is it going to be a hit?